Hey y'all, so it's been a minute since I've been on this channel. We are about to head to get my hair done because as you'll see, girl's a hot mess and my hair is a hot mess too. So hope everybody has been doing great. I am going to try to continue to record for this channel, but we're getting ready to head out and head to the salon. It's a beautiful day here in sunny South Florida, and I'm excited to get today started. I have a lot of work to do, but I want to make sure that I practice a little self-care more. That's very important, especially when you are working and you have businesses that you're working with. You always need to make sure that you're taking time out for yourself, getting the proper rest, and that way you'll be able to perform at your best. So I have been practicing a lot of self-care this week, and I am definitely feeling rejuvenated. So let me know how you all get in self-care, because I know I can't be the only one who has a very, very busy life. I'm a school teacher during the day, and honestly, some of us school teachers take our jobs to the next level. A lot of us do. And so I do have parents calling me at night and just on the weekends. I have former students who reach out to me, their parents reach out to me, and so once you're one of my kids or one of my students, you're going to always be one of my kids, and I want the best for them. So a problem that I have, like being a teacher, is that I get super attached to my kids. I really do want the best for them. There have been students who we've had disagreements, and I'm always trying to make sure that despite the disagreement, they know that I actually do care about them and I want the best for them. And I'm the first to tell them I'm not always right, because I want them to know that what they feel and what they want, it is valued and it's valuable. But Ms. Wilson doesn't always agree. And despite that, I am still going to support you. Unless it's something criminal, I can't support that. I mean, I can still encourage you, but I am still going to support you no matter what, like even if I disagree. So I had a situation like that this week, and I've had this student for 2 years, and we have worked very, very hard together, got their GPA up to a 3.1, and honestly, I know that they can continue doing well without me at this point. And for me, even though my job wasn't completely done, but what my objective is, that was met. The goal was met. I know that the student can be independent now, even though they're not going to be with me anymore. I know that they're going to be able to maintain and do well because they've developed the strategies to do that. So I'm happy about that, but it's just certain decisions in life, y'all. You got to make sure that you don't cross people. And it's not saying that you can't stick up for yourself or you can't do what's best for yourself, but you always have to make sure that you leave on good terms. And I had to let my student know, like, listen, these same people now that you are pretty much dogging, not really dogging, but you're talking about because you feel like they did something to you, you never know when you're going to have to see them again. So always treat people respectfully. Always be kind to people. Even if you have to be firm in your decision, you don't have to be nasty to people. So this week was really tough there. I actually took a day off. just because I wasn't feeling 100%, and I wanted to have some self-care for myself this week. So I went and got me a massage, and I haven't went and gotten a massage since beginning of the pandemic. So I went and got me a massage, went to the nail salon, got that, got my nails and pedi situated. So I did feel a little bit better and rested. But yeah, another thing, y'all, you have to be careful what you ask people for or tell people. If you ever come to me, or if I'm going to respect what you say and what you want. So if you say, listen, if I get missing, or if you don't see me that much, just know, don't take it personal. I just need my time. Okay, then you can get your time. But at the same time, when you are like that, you can't expect, when you're ready to come out of whatever it is that you're going through, that everybody is going to be receptive to you. Because guess what? Some people may need time. I used to watch football all the time. Now I don't get a chance to watch it as much, but I still love football. But you always have to know that there's somebody always waiting to take your place, no matter what it is that you're doing. There's always somebody who's ready to take your place. So if you want to take a break from doing something, that's perfectly fine. You should be able to take a break from doing it. But just know that there's somebody who's waiting. And they may not know that they're taking your particular spot, but they are waiting. So another thing, y'all, stop looking at what other people are doing. Stop worrying about what other people are doing. Stop counting everybody else's blessings. Stop looking at the success of other people. Start appreciating your success. And sometimes, even if the success looks small, it may be a major success that's going to open the door for even more opportunities and successes. So I've been hearing a lot and seeing a lot of where people are concerned with what other people are doing. Like, I have a student, oh, well, her grades are good and she has a high GPA. And so now you're recognizing that she has a high GPA, or he, and that's awesome. That's great, right? But at the same time, look at your own GPA. Look at your own grades. Like, acknowledge that and celebrate that. Like, you can celebrate other people, but when you start being concerned about what other people are doing, you're going to lose focus of your own goals because you're worried about everybody else. And I always hear, oh, I should be, or I should this, and I should this, and I should have this. And then now you're saying this, and honestly, you're just not being grateful. You're ungrateful for what you have. So I had somebody say something to me before, like, oh, well, you should be here. And, I know you see other people doing this, and you should be. Let me warn you guys on that, okay? Don't let anybody plant any seeds into your life to make you insecure, to make you envious, because if you should be, then you would be. So I always look at it as God is giving me exactly what I need at that time. He's not going to give me more than I can bear. He's not. And I'm grateful for that. So don't let anybody plant any seeds, because people will suddenly plant seeds into your mind, and then you're starting to act a different way. Now you're acting funny with people. Like, you can't. I'm going to treat people based off of not even how they treat me, based off of how I'm supposed to treat them. So yes, there are times where people may start acting a little funny, and you just give them their little space, let them have it. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to let anybody control how I act towards other people, or how I think or respond to other people. So I thought I just needed to say that, because even in a school, and sometimes I hear it on YouTube, and it's just, for me, it's kind of uncomfortable listening to other people, because at the same time where you're saying what you should be, then you're low-key downing other people and other people's successes, like they're not working hard too. We're all out here working hard, right? So I don't, be careful. Don't let people, you have to be careful who you listen to, because there is a thing where, who has your ear and whose ear do you have? Like, you have to definitely be careful, because all advice is not good advice, but you can learn from the advice, whether good or bad. Okay? So, y'all, I am pulling up to the hair salon now, and I will see y'all. Oh my goodness. I hope I have a mask. So my hair salon, my stylist still makes everybody wear masks. And so I hope I have mine, because I don't know where it is. But we shall see. And I'm 10 minutes late, talking y'all ear off. But I just drive slow. I don't even live far from my salon, actually. So I found my mask, and I have my MacBook, because I might be here a little bit longer. I need to get a color. I need to get conditioned. I need to get a lot of stuff done. So, yeah. But we are here, and I got my mask on. So, now look at those clouds. It's so beautiful out here today. The clouds look gorgeous. Hola, Minerva. Alright, so I got my curls, and I'm about to head into Dunkin to get me a tea, because I did not get my tea yesterday. Alright, so now I'm a happy person. Got my tea, it's good. Usually from this Dunkin, it's really good. And I chose to come to this Dunkin because it's super close to my salon, but their tea is always good. And my Dunkin has been a hit or miss. And since I didn't get my Dunkin last night during Crafts and Combos, I got my sweet tea today. So I've been trying to reduce the amount of sweet tea that I drink, because y'all, it was really, really bad. So I was drinking at least 2 to 3 cups of sweet tea a day. I never drank water. I really don't like water, but the Circle water bottle has been making it a little bit easier for me to get my water intake. And eventually I want to not really rely on the cartridges so much, but for now it's working. And so I've been drinking a lot of water, but I promised myself that I was going to treat myself, because I don't want to go back to just sweet tea only. So I am enjoying me this cup of sweet tea, and it's really good. The only thing is that the Dunkin that I just went to, I don't really like their service all the time. So I usually don't go, but the one thing, their sweet tea is always on point. And y'all, imagine having perfect sweet tea all the time. And I love sweet tea, but I won't even go here, honestly, unless I'm close to it when I go to the salon. But I won't, and it's not far from my house, but I won't even go to it just because the service is bad. And the sweet tea is actually better than the sweet tea that's close to my house, where I get amazing service. So service is everything. You might have the best product on the market. You might provide the best trainings out there. But if your service is horrible, if you don't know how to talk to people, if you don't know how to make people feel welcome, they will go to somebody else who may not provide the best product. The product might be acceptable, but it may not be the best. But because your service is not the best, then you end up losing out on potential clients, and money. So now we're about to head back home, I think, but I do need to get something to eat. I'm just not sure what it is that I want to eat today, but I do need to grab some lunch because a girl is hungry. So back to pre-hairdo. Oh, is my air too loud? Y'all know I live in Florida and it is hot. But back to pre-hairdo conversation. So y'all, I don't like to give advice to anyone unless you ask. Like, if you have something to talk about, I'm not going to offer any advice unless you ask me for the advice. I will listen to it, and more than likely I'll be shaking my head and just encouraging you to get it out. But if you ask me for advice and I actually think about the advice and then I give you the advice, and then I have to hear you complain about the advice I gave you, or you talk about the advice I gave you in a negative manner, like, I won't ever give you any advice ever again. In fact, I feel like, sometimes people look for advice and they want advice from multiple places just so that they can make a good decision based off of their needs and wants. And that's perfectly fine. But to kind of like low-key go after people who give you advice that you asked for, that's not good. So if you can't take advice and move on and say, you know what, that advice, they gave me their advice, but I don't necessarily agree with it, and move on, then don't ask anybody for advice. Do what you're going to do. Because clearly you don't want any advice. Like, don't, and I'm not even talking about you taking the advice. I'm just talking about you accepting the advice and moving on, as opposed to like dogging people who give you advice or talking about them, or kind of low-key talking about the advice like you didn't want the advice in the first place. So why ask for it? Like, we have a choice. We can either take the advice or don't take the advice. I get advice sometimes from my friends, and y'all, guess what? I listen to it or I don't listen to it. And half the time my friends will tell you, like, I'll be like, you know what, you're right. You're absolutely right. That is very, very good advice. But I'm not going to do it, right? Like, it's going to take me time to do it. But thank you. And so I'll always have, that advice, especially if it is meaningful and it will help me. I always have it in the back of my mind. And then eventually I start to like make steps if it's something that I want to change, or if it's something that I want to do. So y'all, stop asking for advice if you don't really want it. If you're fine with who you are, if you're fine with whatever situation you're in, don't ask anybody for advice. Just don't, because you don't want it. And definitely don't like make people who give you advice feel bad for giving you the advice that you asked for. So weird. But yeah, y'all, I don't even know why I have this AirPod still in my ear, because I'm not listening to anything. In fact, when I was in the salon chair, I wasn't even listening to anything. I was editing videos, but I wasn't listening to it. So I don't even know why I had these AirPods in my ear, because I have to do some voiceovers. So when I get home, I'm going to work on that, and then I need to fix the timing on my Rokoma EM1010, my embroidery machine, because it's off. I hit the hoop and it threw it off, so I need to fix it. But we're headed back home, or maybe get something to eat. I don't know. We'll see, y'all, wherever I stop. So now I'm back in the house, and I actually decided to get me something to eat and bring it back in because I have a lot of stuff to do today. So I'm going to eat and then get to work today. So my lunch came from the Naked Farmer, and this is what I got, y'all. So this is my food. And I got salmon with brown rice and parsley. I got charred broccoli with a garlic and lemon flavor. And then I got roasted sweet potatoes, which are yummy, with a garlic aioli sauce. And I wish they would have given me more. They never give me enough. And then for the first time, I got some mac and cheese. But y'all, I don't think I'm going to like this. Let me taste a little bit of it and see. It's not bad, but it's just not my... Honestly, it's not really bad. I need to taste it again. Okay, so it's actually not bad. I'm just going to get one more bite of it. It's okay, but it's like after that first taste, you're like, it has some potential, but no. And my salmon, the salmon is usually really good from there. Everything else is usually really good, but they never give me enough dressing, which is what I need. So can we say hot mess? Because y'all, I have been working and I completely forgot to turn the camera on. And this is typical over on this side, but I promise I am going to do better. And we're going to be chatting a lot more. So thanks for hanging out with me a little bit this morning and listening to me vent. Hopefully I was able to encourage and motivate somebody. If not, let me know down below. Until next time, y'all.